Hello everyone. In the previous lecture, we just discussed about the working principle of UART communication. And in this lecture, let's try to establish and configure UART communication in our PIC16 of 877A. Let's get started. So, I have defined the steps for implementing UART in our PIC16 of 877A. First step is configure the TXSTA and RCSTA. So these two are the control registers for UART communication. Firstly, we just want to configure these two registers, and second step is we just want to set the baud rate at the SPBRG register. So the baud rate must be set in the SPBRG register, and thirdly, we just want to write functions for receiving and transmitting data over UART communication. So we will move with the first step. So these registers will be available in the datasheet of PIC16 of 877A. So datasheet is provided in the download section of this video. You can download it using the link provided. So we are going for the first step. So this one is the TXSTA, that is the transmit status and control register. So in this register we are just going to enable only two bits. One is TXEN, that is the transmit enable bit. You can see this is the transmit enable bit. So for transmitting the data we must enable this bit. So we are enabling this bit by making it 1, and we are making this BRGH bit 1. You can see that this BRGH, if it is 1, high speed is selected in asynchronous mode, and if it is 0, low speed is selected in asynchronous mode. So this BRGH bit defines the baud rate. That is, if this is 1, the formula for baud rate will be having one parameter, and if it is 0, the formula for baud rate will be having different parameter. That we will see within few minutes. So for now, we will be making this BRGH and TXEN bit 1. So the values of the registers will be 0010, 0100, that is 0x24. And next register is RCSTA, that is receive status and control register. So in this register we are going to set this SPEN, that is the serial port enable bit. So only if this bit is set, then only the RC7 and RC6 pin of microcontroller will be allocated with the alternate function TX and RX. So we are setting this bit, and then we are enabling the CREN, that is the continuous receive enable bit. If we enable this bit, then only the data can be continuously received using UART communication. So the value for the registers is 1001, 0000, that is 0x90. So the TXSTA we are providing a value of 0x24, and RCSTA we are providing a value of 0x90. And as I said before, if the BRGH value is 1, the baud rate formula will be F oscillator divided by 16 into SPBRG plus 1. And if it is 0, the baud rate value will be F oscillator divided by 64 SPBRG plus 1. You can give any value to this BRGH, but while calculating the baud rate, you must consider this BRGH value. Since I have given 1 to this BRGH, I am taking this formula for calculating the SPBRG value. As I am just going to set the baud rate to be 9600, so we know the baud rate, and the F oscillator is nothing but the system clock, that is 20 MHz. So we can easily find out the SPBRG using this formula. So putting all these values together, that is baud rate 9600 and F oscillator 20 MHz, we will get the SPBRG value to be 129. Remember that thing, if you set the BRGH to be 0, you must use this formula. That is, you must use 64 in place of 16. So now we will write the functions for receiving and transmitting data. Before that, we just want to know about two flags, that is TXIF and RCIF. So this TXIF flag will be high whenever the transmit buffer of UART communication is empty, and this RCIF flag will be high whenever receive buffer of UART communication is full. So we will move on to the transmit function. So this function is used for transmitting 1 byte of data in UART communication. So void tx, we are receiving a parameter. This parameter is the data that we need to transmit. So this parameter is the void tx of unsigned char of DA. So this parameter is the data that we need to transmit. So inside this, we just want to check whether the transmit buffer is empty before loading the data. If it is not empty, then if you load the data to a non-empty transmit buffer, then the data will be colliding. So that is why we are checking for the transmit buffer to be empty. For that, we are using this TXIF flag from the PIR1 register. So you can see, if it is high, transmit buffer is empty. So once it is empty, we are loading the data to the TXREG register. So this is the transmit shift register. So we are loading the data to that, and we are clearing the transmit interrupt flag TXIF. So that's it. This function is used for transmitting 1 byte of data. But for transmitting a string of data, what we will do is, we will reuse this TX function inside a loop. We will reuse this TX function inside a loop, and we will write another function called string TX for transmitting a string of data. We will understand this working of this function with an example. For example, let's take, we are calling this function with embedded, 8. This 8 is nothing but the length of this string. So this embedded will be stored in the DA, and this 8 will be stored in num. So initially, when I equal to 0 and I less than num, 0 is less than num is checked. So 0 is less than 8, which is true. So the control comes over here. So TX of DA of 0 will be passed to the UART bus using the TX function. So DA of 0 is nothing but E. So this character E is passed to the UART bus, and after a small microsecond delay, this I value is incremented. So now the I value is 1, so 1 less than 8 is checked, which is also true. Again the control comes over here, and TX of DA of 1 is passed to the TX function. DA of 1 is nothing but M. So the character M is transmitted to the UART bus. In a similar way, until the length of the string is achieved, this loop runs. As you can see, this loop is running till the num, that is nothing but 8. So using this function, you can transmit string of data to a UART bus. So now you are clear with the transmitting 1 byte of data and transmitting a string of data to UART bus. Let's see the receive function. So most often we will be receiving the data in an interrupt in UART communication. You can see void interrupt of receive is the interrupt function that we are writing for receiving the data. So void interrupt is a keyword and receive is a function name. You can write whatever name you want instead of receive. And inside this, we are checking for the flag called RCIF. That is, before receiving the data, we just want to check whether the received data is completely received by the UART communication. So that can be done by using the RCIF flag. As you can see, if this flag is 1, then only receive buffer is full. So we are checking for the RCIF flag to be 1, and then once it is 1, we are entering into the if condition, and we are storing that RCRG buffer value to a private variable. And once we have stored the value of the buffer, we are clearing the RCIF flag. So this RCIF flag is available in the PIR1 register. And this function, that is this interrupt function, is used for receiving 1 byte of data from UART communication. As we know, this is an interrupt function, so normally the control will be available in the main function of the program, and whenever a data is completely received in the UART bus, the controller pauses all the process that it is doing in the main function, and the control comes to this interrupt function, and it will check for this flag and it will store the data in the variable, and once we clear this flag, it will go back to the main function and resumes the process it was doing there. So this is the routine of the program, and for receiving a string of data, we will slightly modify this program, and we will write a array in place of this variable, and we will increment the element variable underneath it. As you can see here, the only change I have made is I have added an array instead of this private variable, and I have incremented this element number of the array variable below it. As you can see, I have only changed the variable with an array, and instead of, as you can see, I have just replaced the variable y with y array, and I have incremented the element number variable below it, that is I plus plus. Now when 1 byte of data is received in UART bus, the control comes from main function. The processor pauses all the process in the main function and it comes to the interrupt function, and the first element will be stored in the y of 0. First byte will be stored in the y of 0, and I will become 1, and it will go back to the main function. When next byte of data is arrived fully, again this interrupt function is called, and this time y of 1 will receive the data, and below it I will become 2, and again when another byte of data comes, data will be stored in y of 2 and I will become 3. And in using this method, you can store number of data you want according to your logic. And I hope you understood the UART programming step and configuration step for our microcontroller PIC16 of 877A, and we will be using these steps for interfacing Bluetooth and RFID in the upcoming lectures. Thanks for watching.